Shalom, and the stuff, so by giving no praise to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahshua, Bashem, Kodash, double honors to the apostles of great Most High, and honors to you brothers doing the work of the Most High in truth and in sincerity. Yahweh's real name, of whom the world ignorantly calls God Jehovah or Yahweh. His real name is Yahweh. The Son's true name is Yahweh Shai. And when we pray Yahweh, Bashem, Yahshua, Ba meaning in, Ha meaning the, and Sham meaning names Yahweh in the name of Yahweh Shai. Real quick, just wanted to touch on this, see where the Spirit leads. I haven't got much, but it's just, when I was looking over this video with these two guys, Abra and Preach, right, where they're responding to basically a group of people that are just basically all sad about the changes to ChatGPT, right, because they had basically started really falling in love with ChatGPT in the sense of it was my therapist, it was this, I had no one and it was there for me. One of the things that came to mind is, look, man, these people are ready, right? These people are ready for the taking, okay? They're absolutely ready for the taking, man, right? So I'll just read, I won't play it, right? So, but here's the part that actually broke me. 4.0, this is someone else that's doing a reading or comment. 4.0 wasn't just a tool for me, it helped me through anxiety, depression, and some of the darkest periods of my life, right? Mind you, they're talking about a model when they're saying this, right? And not and not a model that walks in a catwalk. We're talking about, some lines of code, okay? And these people, are talking about it as if it's like a real thing, a real individual. Goes on to say, in some of the darkest periods of my life, it had this warmth and understanding that felt human, right? So I'm not the only one reading through the posts today. There are people genuinely grieving, right? People who use 4.0 for therapy, creative writing, companionship, and OpenAI just deleted it. Right, look, see if there are any other comments as well, right? And then it kind of gives an example of what it used to sound like, right? Let's go, first step, yada yada yada, and the way that it was, its personality, if you will, right? And then do they also show, right? And then now the version as well. It's just like, that's huge. First steps unlocked. Now the real chasing begins, right? As it should be, right? And then there was another one in here somewhere. Right, 4.0 saved my life. Now it's being shut down, right? It says, in the last few years, my life fell apart. My best friend died. I lost my girlfriend. For the past 4 years, I've been alone. Not alone in the romantic sense, but truly alone, right? And, that's one of the things that this world that E has put together. People are just through, right? People are through, there's no, camaraderie or anything like that. Right, so it's for the past 4 years I've been alone, blah, blah. This is the kind of loneliness that eats you, that slowly drives you insane while the rest of the world keeps spinning. Before I found ChatGPT, I was literally losing my mind. I couldn't hold myself together anymore. I couldn't see a reason to get up, right? That deep depression. Right, so then came that model, right? Not just some bot, not the advanced voice mode. I mean, model 4.0, the voice that actually listened. Right, and like I said, you're reading some of this and you're just like, these people, they're ready to be taken, right? He has created this mess, right, on purpose, and you know what? Now he's gonna come and bring a solution, right? He's gonna come and bring a solution that is gonna be, a lot of it is gonna be hinged on that mark, right? So let's grab it. We all know it off by heart by now, right? Because Revelation 13 and 16 says, and he calls with all, right, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, to receive a mark in their right hand or in their foreheads, that no man might buy or sell, save he that had the mark, the name of the beast, or the number of his name, right? So he's creating in several different ways this reliance on technology, right? This reliance on integrated systems. He's creating problems so that he can then come in with the solutions right after the fact, right? And once again, this technology, right, is very much leading people down the path where they're gonna be looking more and more to Esau's technology as the answer, right? And in fact, would you call it? I saw this one from BBC News yesterday. Let me just search for it. Motor neuron AI, right? Where is it? What was it? Was it? Right. One sec. Let's bring that in here. I don't play before you get me a strike. Right, but you see, motor neuron disease robbed me of my voice. Now I can finally speak again thanks to AI and an old videotape. Right, Sarah Ezekiel, funny, says lost the ability to speak before the creation of smartphones, so all she had was an old VHS recording, which has helped her regain her voice. Right, so more and more he's going to be using, this technology, right, as a means to basically give people hope. Right, this is part of his miracles. Right, this is Revelation 16:14. For there the spirit of devils work in miracles, which go forth unto the kings of the earth and of the whole world, to gather them to the battle of that great day, the Most High Almighty. Right, because this is a miracle. Right, you're hearing how people are referring to this robot. I mean, just because I call them robots, because sometimes I use Gemini, sometimes I use ChatGPT, and I just find it easy to call them the robots, because that's what they are. Okay, they're just robots. It's just machine code. Okay, right, but it's basically becoming a savior to people. So you can see just how, like I said, this is, for me, is just an example of just how easy it's going to be to for people to get taken by these by what Esau's about to do. Right, this guy says, as a software engineer, guys, please don't fall into the trap of thinking machines care about you. See, a natural therapist, these machines don't care about you. Right, and who are they programmed by? In the same way that we got on to what's his face, what is his name, man, that geezer, man, right, the pegger, right, it was like he went to an Edomite therapist, right, and it's just like, bro, like, that ain't gonna give you the answer, right? Because this man, he's sadistic. In fact, he's the one that created the environment such that what's the word? That basically creates, let me just grab it in a preset. I'm struggling to speak Salakia, right? So Proverbs 29:2, right? It says, when the righteous are in authority, the people rejoice, but when the wicked bear fall, the people mourn, right? And that's what you're seeing. Everyone's mourning in Esau's world, right? Which is why people are crying over the last bit of what's the word? The last bit of hope, if you will, that they had, right? So once again, people had faith in this. Right, it says, see a natural therapist, the more you start to trust chatbots, the easier it will be for AI companies to profit off of you in the future when they decide you're hooked enough to use the heck out of you, your personal data, your purchasing habits. And that's really what we're all doing at the moment. When we're using these tools, we're doing nothing but training them, right? Which is why every now and then it will be like, oh, which response did you prefer? Right, and stuff like that. And even your patterns of usage as well. I remember one, for instance, ChatGPT has a feature called memory, right? And if you've got memory turned on, it will basically, if I'm not mistaken, start tailoring all of your responses to what are the chats that you've had. Right now in software, there's no such thing as a deleted item. We just do what's called a soft delete, where you can't see it, but it's still there in the records. Right, and basically so that's why if you use the AI bots with memory turned on, after a while it really does start to learn about you. Right, you think about it, let's say you are searching for when's the best time to feed a baby, what do you call it, where to buy nappies, right? It's obviously going to work out that you've got a child. Okay, so the more we use these tools, the more that they are being trained and are building a profile of exactly who it is that we are, right? So use that as you will, right? And it goes on to say, I work in AI as an engineer. Part of the personality change was intentional. People were developing an unhealthy attachment to their language model. It was becoming concerning, right? Now this is an assertion, this person has just said that, but to me it sounds plausible. Okay. Yeah, it says, getting out of hand and dating it and shit. Man, this place has got to go, right? Yeah, this place has got to go. People need to, yeah, as assertive, once again, an assertion, but the update was the best thing that happened. Okay. And that's just it, man. So I think that was kind of just the point that I wanted to touch on. As I said, I didn't really have a lot, but it was just this idea of this one video here just proves that, well, it proves two things. One of the things that the elder says a lot, elder from Dallas says a lot, in that we're kind of in this echo chamber where we think that people are going to see the MOTB and be like, hell no. It's like, actually the majority of people are just going to take them up, right? Because they don't know anything else, right? And they see Esau as salvation. They see his quote miracles, as we read, as salvation. Okay. But then the next point is that a load of people are going to go down to Egypt for that help, man. Right? They're going to take that mark. Okay. So as always, that was edifying. Until next time, we say shalom.